Welcome to the Seize the Day weekly podcast, your connection to all things cruising, powered by Travel with Brigetta.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Hi.
So tell us, you are very cruise focused, but you guys don't just exclusively do cruises, right?
No, of course not.
We do not. We service any kind of travel needs that our customers are looking for. So whether that be all-inclusives or a piecemeal custom trip that we put together for them, we can help them out.
Okay, so here's a question for you. I've got friends who I've told about you guys, and a couple of them had reasons that they didn't want to go with a travel agent. So let me tell you what they said. So one of them said she has a membership level, like a gold membership with Princess. And so she can get the best deal and all the upgrades if she books directly. Is that true?
No.
No. Because she can feel that she'll save more money with you.
Potentially. It's not always that you'll save more money or it will be cheaper. It's more like you'll pay the same, but get A, B, C, D, E extra stuff included. So that is stuff that a lot of people don't take into account. They think, well, I have this membership level. If I book direct, I get all these perks. There's not a single perk that any cruise line on Earth will give you that your travel agent cannot give you, because your perks are tied to you as the person, not the travel or the cruise line booking it for you. So you, as Jim Bob, goes through your travel agent or goes through your, booking directly, you're never going to get more options booking direct. And your travel agent will always, 100% of the time, without exception, ever, under any circumstance in the entire history of the world, have more options for you. Now, are they always going to be what you want? Not necessarily. But if you look at, for example, booking direct with a cruise line, and then you try to bundle in your flights, they have certain airlines they work with. You want travel insurance, they'll only sell you theirs. When you're booking through your own travel agent, you have access to a lot more options that aren't the ones with backroom deals with the cruise lines. You've got options that are available on the open market.
And would booking through a travel agent still give her like the credit towards her membership?
Yes. We will always ask you about if you have any status with the cruise line. We can go ahead and enter that number, get your perks, as well as being there to help you with anything else along the way. So you'll always get what you can do for yourself, but a lot more.
Okay, another friend told me that he was in the I guess casino club, or he bets a lot in the casino, and so they've invited him for a free cruise, and if he has to pay like taxes and port charges and stuff. Is there any way you can help him, or does he pretty much need to go directly through wherever the casino club tells him to book?
Yeah, we can absolutely book their casino deals. Some travel agents choose not to, because the casino deals don't really have margin for them, but we will absolutely service any client's needs, even if it doesn't result in a big commission for us. That's not what our goal is. But we can book the casinos, we can book the travel insurance. For people that do a lot of those casino trips, we recommend an annual insurance policy, because that still covers all of your medical, but your trip cost is so low, you're below the thresholds for annual insurance policies. Whereas if you are going to book an individual cruise, say a 14-day Hawaii cruise or a cruise to Japan, just like our friend Emma did, you're going to want a trip-specific travel insurance, because your trip's going to cost probably more than the small threshold that annual insurance covers. So annual insurance is there predominantly for high medical coverage, whereas a individual trip is going to be something you want to look at for a high cost trip.
So is Emma, you mentioned Emma, is that the cruise influencer who's got like the number two, I think, cruise podcast in the world?
Yeah, so we are partnered with Emma Cruises. You can see behind me, we've got all of my Captain Hudsons. So these are her mascot and a unit that we do for charity and help her out with that. And it's been a really exciting partnership. But we are the official travel agency for anyone outside of the UK for the Emma Cruises channel.
Yeah, we should have a mascot too. Sometime I'll bring my little dog on. Okay, Karla, so you're the travel agent we would book directly with if we were to call the phone number. And what's the phone number?
Yes.
It's going to be 210
Mhm.
520-0736. And preferably an email to bookings at travelwithbrigetta.com. Both methods get to us. The email can come in and be addressed by some of our after hours team. We do have a number of staff here, and Karla's the point person who sees the day. But typically, when an email comes in, we can take a look at your request, find some of the answers you're looking for, instead of you kind of waiting on hold while we pull that up for you.
And now if you don't know how to spell Brigitta, it's a German name, so a lot of people don't. It's right there on the logo on the screen. And we'll also scroll it across the bottom of the screen. We'll put it up so that you've got it. We'll get that email address up for you, okay? All right, so Karla, if I were, a lot of people that cruise are older. I mean, not everybody now. It's definitely a younger person's thing at times, but there are also a lot of older people that are cruising, and they couldn't really do anything directly, and they might need you to hold their hand, because now the cruise lines have you set up a profile and go in and add this and add that.
Yes, of course. That is what we are here to do as far as servicing and being there for you every step of the way, answering any questions you may have, any requests you may have, seeing what we can do for you with the cruise line. And specifically, like you were saying, you know, an older couple, an older family, you know, they might come to us with the idea of, you know, we saw this ad, looks great. I haven't gone on a cruise in a few years. Well, that's when we can have the conversation of, is that really the cruise line for you? Is that really the itinerary for you? If you're looking for something that's a little more mellow, maybe there's an age restriction. Maybe you're looking maybe for adults only, or don't want to be around as many younger families. That's another aspect we bring forward to you, is there are so many other options that you might not know about. And that's what we can help you out with.
You know, travel insurance, I just want to echo what you're saying. It's so important. I was on a cruise recently, about a year ago, and Dan happened to be on that same cruise. And I fell. I tripped over my sandal.
Oh.
I fell and, you know, spilled coffee and my cookie everywhere. And, you know, but anyway, that's another story. It was quite embarrassing because I didn't trip over anything, right? But of course, the cruise line is liable for that. And so they were very concerned. Well, lo and behold, like within 30 seconds of me falling, Dan happens to walk in the concierge lounge where I'm sitting on the floor, and they're like double checking, can I see, and all that kind of stuff. And we realized at that time, which wasn't an issue, I was lucky that I didn't have cruise insurance.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have travel insurance, and I guess I forgot to renew it or something. Dan gets on and he immediately buys me travel insurance. Now, that wouldn't cover that issue if it was a problem, but it would cover things going forward.
Right.
And of course, got me the annual. But what ended up happening in that instance, because the cruise line is afraid they're liable, they didn't charge me anything. They took care of the head wound. It was more blood than problem. But Dan even came with me. Now, I'm not going to say he can do that all the time, and he's not always going to be on your cruise either, but he even came with me to the medical. So he cares, you know, and I think that's critical. The other thing that Dan did for me is gave me advice on port activities. I'm a person who loves parrots. So when you have a travel agent that gets to know you, they know your loves. Sorry, my mouth's started getting really dry.
It's all right.
They know what your likes are, and they're not going to recommend, you know, deep diving for someone who can't do that, you know. But I was going to buy on one of our destinations. There was an excursion to a place where you could see monkeys and hold the monkeys, I think, and then go and see parrots and stuff like that. It was about $83, if I remember correctly. And Dan said, no, don't do that, because at this other port, they've got a whole, right there at the port, they've got a whole like a parrot rescue thing. And so I took his advice. And when I got there, the rescue, it was incredible. And it did cost money, but only $14 as opposed to the 83 I was going to. And on the $83 one, I would have seen a few parrots as part of an excursion, and they move you along. And I just wanted to spend a lot of time with the parrots. I couldn't touch them or anything, but just to be sitting there with them and to talk to them and just, be there with them. And it was a fabulous experience that I would highly recommend for anybody that loves parrots. And I didn't have to be rushed by an excursion, and it saved me a lot of money, and I got to spend more time, and it was just incredible. So there's really a lot of value of getting to know your travel agent. And you can use them over and over and over, and then they'll know who you are when you call.
Yes.
When I call, they know who I.
It's like sharing with a friend, or you have an idea and you say, oh, I know so and so that's been to Hawaii. Can you give me some recommendations? That's exactly what your travel agent can do for you.
So some of the things that I've seen are like, for example, in our world situation, is sometimes like requirements for going into another country change.
Yes.
And I know that if you're a cruise line that goes to the U.S., you also have to stop at another international port, right? So, so we definitely will be going internationally no matter what. What if a passport, which is always needed, isn't enough next time? Do you guys know those things? Because they change the rules.
So when there's a drastic change like that, there are emergency notifications that go out to everyone. Typically, there's a little bit of notice. It's not like hey, you sail tomorrow and all of a sudden this country is not going to let you in. That said, there is a lot up in the air right now with foreign relations. So that is a concern that we have, and our team does monitor our notifications daily. Regarding the passport, as you said, passport's always required, whether or not the bare minimum legal government requirement is there. It's frankly stupid to leave the country without a passport. Literally, people die. People die because they leave their home country without a passport book. Something happens and they can't be flown back into the U.S. And
they don't have
tragic.
Insurance.
That's another thing. Those are the two things that are pretty much non-negotiable. And if someone tells us that they don't need that, or oh, their credit card has insurance, they'll just use that. That's not going to help when you're in a moped accident in Mexico and your leg is hanging off and you're needing emergency surgery and emergency medical help, and they're telling you need to give them $60,000 before they'll, put you back together, and you can't even fly to the U.S. and you can't make it to the U.S. embassy 4 hours away because your leg's hanging off. You literally don't make it.
Do we have to take the passport off the ship with us, or can we take a photocopy of it with us for the information and leave it safely in the safe in the cabin?
That is a topic that is heavily in debate. My personal opinion, keep it on your person. Keep your passport on your person. Have digital copies, just in case something happens. Have pictures, have digital copies, but keep it on your person. Some of the major cruise lines out there actually disagree with that. They say, keep it in your safe. If you don't make it to the ship, we'll send a security officer to your room, open your safe, get your stuff, find it, leave it with the port agent. That's a lot of dependency when there's, 3, 4, 5,000 passengers loading up onto a ship and getting underway. That is a lot of room for error.
Yes.
Just
a lot of different hands grabbing your property.
Get a travel pants, travel jacket with zippered pockets. keep it secure where someone can't slip in and grab it. And
Yeah, I bought what they call a non-slash fanny pack. So people can't come along, slash it, grab my fanny pack and run. And also it has little things on the zipper so I can actually put a mini
Lock it.
case lock on it.
Yeah.
So, and the clip is in front, so they can't, they would have to get to me and unclip it in order to steal it. They couldn't get into it and they couldn't slash it. And I haven't had anybody try to do that, but I have the peace of mind that comes with that. I need to get back to the passport. I have a question. I recently renewed my passport and I got a passport card as well. Does that function as a passport? Like I could take the card off the ship and leave the passport in the safe?
Not really. So the passport card is great. It's like a $30 add-on. It predominantly works and protects you domestically. It fulfills the requirements of real ID. So, and a lot of these areas where airfare is moving towards needing real ID, the passport card will suffice for that. The passport card would suffice if you were, say, driving right across the border for lunch or doing a day trip or something where you're not substantially away from your ability to get back into the U.S. via land. If you have to cross the U.S. border via air, you have to have your passport book, period, end of story. And all the times in these cruise community groups, you're saying, oh, you don't need your passport. Oh, they can't stop you from coming back. You just go to the embassy. Well, what happens when you go to the embassy? They give you an emergency passport. And you pay a lot for the infamous purple passport. And that's how you get back. Just get it ahead of time. For adults, it's good for 10 years. Children, it's good for 5 years. It's worth it.
And I think they actually lowered that cost. I was just looking about 2 days ago. So I believe a passport alone is about $105. You add the passport card and it's only $115.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool.
I'm in the process of getting one for my son. So we're doing both just in case.
From a little bit off topic, but it's on what we've been talking about when you were talking about passports. So are we going to need the passport card to fly instead of our driver's license now here in the U.S.?
Well,
not necessarily. You'll need something that qualifies as real ID. That is a government protocol.
If you've gotten a new driver's license or state ID, probably within the last year, it most likely is a real ID now. It will have an emblem on your on that card that you have, either again state ID or driver's license. But if it's been a little longer than that, it most likely isn't.
Yeah. And it can vary by state as well. So definitely check your state's regulations on their IDs. The passport is a federal real ID.
Okay. I've also heard that let's say my passport's going to expire in 3 months, but it's still good. I've heard that cruise line won't let you on, even though the passport's still good.
So that's a great thing that you brought up, because it's actually 6 months. If you're within the last 6 months of your passport, it most likely won't work anywhere. And that's based on different countries, but 6 months is that general rule. So if you're in the last year, I would get that started already. Yeah.
And I would definitely, it is a case by case basis depending on the country. So definitely, consult with us. We'll see what the state departments are saying, and I would initiate your renewal. Now, that said, if you're traveling next week and you've got it, a lot of the countries have different stipulations as, oh, you can still come in, but you definitely can't outstay that, or you have to leave within a certain amount of time. Most cruises, you're in and out within a day or two of that country. So there are ways to travel with it, but I would not count on it. I would definitely get your renewal started. Some of the cruise line portals actually don't let you check in early before, if your passport expires within 6 months. Some of them don't let you check in the apps, which we've had where we were able to confirm that the countries being visited would not be a violation. So the customer could use their passport, but the technology with the cruise line wouldn't let them check in ahead of time. So they had to do a manual check-in at the port and take that extra time versus just walking on the ship.
And
So
that's what I was going to say as well. There will be more hoops to jump through for sure.
in a perfect world, I book my cruise early enough that I can just apply for a passport and not worry about the fact that they might be busy that week or that
Right.
month or that year. But I know that there was a way. I think I paid to have it expedited, even though I had lots of time. I still
Yes.
have it expedited. So what if I do book early? Okay. And then the price goes down, like at the last minute, they lower the price to fill whatever cabins are left. So the price goes down for my cabin classification. Do I end up losing money if I went through you? Because I didn't realize, because I've already signed up?
No. So I'm understanding you said that they signed up ahead of time and the price dropped. Usually we can go in there and refare it. So they booked with us at $1,000. Now the cabin is $900. We log in, we can refare it, we can apply the current promotions. However, I'd say 90+% of the time when the price suddenly drops or the price goes down, it's because there's sacrifices elsewhere. So you might have had your $1,000 cabin with $250 in onboard credit. Now it's a $900 cabin with $50 onboard credit. So customer emails us, hey, this is the new promotion. We look at it and say, hey, here's the fine print. What do you actually want to do? Because if you want to change, we can certainly do that. It may not be the most strategic or advantageous for you.
Do you guys price monitor?
We do. We have a
Yes.
team that price monitors. We get updates. We check and verify, and we're looking at third-party systems to help us do that as well.
Yes. Even when we're quoting, we're checking third-party systems to make sure the quote we're providing is the best quote.
Excellent. Is there oh, let me ask you, do you have any future bookings of group cruises? I know you do group cruises, which helps save money as well. And you have the camaraderie of group and you get benefits and stuff. Do you have any group cruises coming up right now?
We do have a couple in place. I'd have to pull up and see exactly when they are. I think we've got an early Alaska season 2025 going. I believe we have a Mediterranean cruise going. And I want to say next year we might have something in the Caribbean, but I'll have to check with one of our partners that's running our group cruises, and we can, put in the links below a link to our group cruises page on our website and have those displayed.
So we will, throughout this podcast, be mentioning as time goes on when there is a group cruise coming up, just in case you're interested in joining an existing group. But of course, if you have an organization or you want to get family together or whatever, we can put together a group cruise for you as well, which can be a lot of savings and perks and stuff like that. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't ask that you would like to mention?
The biggest factor is everyone thinks that bringing in a travel agent means that you lose control of your booking or you're going to pay more for it. And that's not the case in either. You don't lose control of your booking. You get a concierge assistant to handle things. You don't have to wait on hold for 45 minutes to say, hey, I want my beds together or my beds split. Shoot us an email. We go and we check a box. You can give us a call as well, jump on the phone there. It's just highly illogical to book direct these days. There's no benefits to the customer. You're always going to get the deal that the cruise line wants you to book. Most people don't realize when they look at this balcony cabin and they see it on the website for, let's say, $1,500. Well, there's like 7 or 8 different fare categories for that same cabin on that same sailing. It could be your $1,500 cabin that you see online. You might pay $1,200 with an agent because you're forfeiting the $100 onboard credit that they offered you. it balances out. The agent can see all of them in the back end of the portal. When you're on the consumer site, you only see what they want you to see.
Well, okay. And you
Yes,
guys
that's
see
a
the whole
good
picture.
point. Yes.
All right. So in upcoming Seize the Day podcasts, we're it'll be Karla and I on a regular basis, and we are going to be talking about just about everything from some of the things we mentioned here: documentation, travel insurance, also information about a lot of ports of call, upcoming cruises that are coming on, any regulations that have changed, any cruise news that comes up, dental tourism. I mean, we're going to talk about just about everything that you could need to know about cruising, and even a little about travel in general on the Seize the Day podcast. So be sure to like and subscribe because we'd love to talk to you on a regular basis, and we'd love to hear from you too. So put some comments in below, or email for more information. Email Karla at travelwithbrigetta.com, which is just like it's on the screen. Karla, Karla,
Yes.
at travelwithbrigetta.com for all of the information. So the phone number again is 210-520-0736. And you can email for bookings. You can email me, email to inquire. Just let us know that you heard about us on the Seize the Day podcast. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on the Seize the Day podcast, powered by Travel with Brigetta.
You've been listening to the Seize the Day podcast, powered by Travel with Brigetta. If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe. And as always, feel free to ask us anything in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you. Or email us at bookings@travelwithbrigetta.com. Till next time, seize the day.